Okay, so this might be a warm take, but I think that the boss fights in Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg are really enjoyable. And yes, if you're wondering, that does include Topo, my favourite unskippable cutscene. It might be because these bosses look really cool, and the music is a major bop, but I also really enjoy that most of these fights are quite involved without causing too much stress. But there is one boss fight in the game that stands out amongst the rest, because this boss is completely different from the others, and the properties that make it stand out make it easily the most memorable boss fight in the entire speedrun. Today I am talking about the boss of Blizzard Castle, Moles. Aside from the fact that this boss is clearly not a mole, Moles is unique for speedrunners because Moles is the only boss that is truly unpredictable and will reward players for smart decision making on the fly. This is a luxury that the other boss fights don't offer, but we will find out more about this soon, so allow me to tell you why Moles is Billy Hatcher's best boss fight. And whilst I have you here, please remember to subscribe to the channel and to leave a like and a comment on the video to help support the channel. Many thanks. Before I go into detail surrounding Moles, let's talk about Blizzard 2, the level where this boss fight takes place. This way, we can get an understanding of what speedrunners do to reach this point of the level. In order to reach Moles, you need to open the Dark Portal, which is achieved by hatching the egg animal known as Cypher, whose power of fire and passion is used to melt free snow machines within the Blizzard Castle. Speedrunners can skip the first half of the level, where they would normally climb up this tower and traverse down this slide by simply performing a dash jump from the location of the level's first egg, all the way down to the bottom of the slide. This jump shortens the level considerably, and then after going through the blue hoops at the bottom of the slide, you reach the Blizzard Castle, which speedrunners can enter much faster than intended by hatching Cypher off of the fruit dropped by these larger cats, and performing a technique known as a knockback clip off of the thorn fence that is adjacent to one of the walls of the Blizzard Castle. This saves having to go around to the back of the castle and hitting the switch which opens the front door. The final thing to do is to simply aim and shoot Cypher at the free snow machines whilst managing a small moving platform cycle, which will then stop the blizzard outside and open the boss portal. So, with that explanation out of the way, let's start jamming out to Bang Bang, Big Horn's Explosion and fight Moles. Moles is actually a pretty simple boss fight on paper, only having 2 attacks. The first attack will have Moles turn and face the player before initiating a belly slide. If you dodge the attack, Moles will collide with a wall and become vulnerable. This is a very trivial attack, and players very rarely encounter any complications here, unlike the next attack. Moles' second attack is brutal. Moles will roll into a massive ball of ice, aim itself at Billy, and begin to ricochet frantically off of the walls of the arena. With each ricochet, smaller ice balls are created which can also damage Billy. After some time has passed, Moles will become vulnerable again. This attack is difficult to manage, mainly because the camera in this fight is difficult to work with for some players. The other reason is that as the fight progresses, this attack speeds up considerably, becoming very difficult to manage. But why is Moles so popular then? What is it about this boss that makes it so unique? Well, that's because Moles is the only boss in the game which has a proper quick kill. Every boss in the game is plagued by something that I call a damage cap. Basically, you can only deal a certain amount of damage to a boss during each phase before the game makes the boss invulnerable to damage again. This makes the bosses in Billy some of the lengthier portions of the speedrun. The damage cap system is not perfect, which is a topic for another video. However, it still does a good enough job of restricting the player from outright destroying these bosses. Well, except for Moles. Moles is the only boss in the game without this damage cap. As long as Moles is vulnerable, you can deal as much damage as you can possibly fit in. If you grow your egg to max size, which will triple the damage dealt compared to the default size of an egg, then you can deal some devastating damage. To grow the egg, however, you need fruit, which is only obtained by destroying the smaller ice balls that are rolling around either when Moles is ricocheting off the walls, or when Moles is vulnerable after the ice ball attack. The general strategy to perform the quick kill is to farm fruit by chasing down ice balls to max out the size of your egg. When moles performs its belly slide attack for the second time, you can then perform the following actions. Walk into moles, jump, immediately perform an egg dunk which will hit moles twice, re-grab the egg, repeat. Doing this in quick succession will shred moles' health and you can take the boss out in no time at all. However, it's not as easy as it may seem, as moles is a boss fight that is affected heavily on RNG. RNG, or random number generation, or luck, is something that, like most games, Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg was unable to avoid. Some examples of luck affecting the game's speedrun are enemy movement patterns, the tiles for Circus Free's puzzle board, and more importantly, moles' ice balls. The ice balls will travel in random directions. They travel at seemingly random speeds, and when they collide with a wall, moles, or another ice ball, they will change to another random direction. To make matters worse, they also spawn in slightly randomized positions too, which when combined with the previously mentioned factors, basically makes no two ice ball patterns the same. This more or less means that you're not guaranteed to break enough ice balls to grow your egg to max size. Whilst yes, it is down to the player's skill when it comes to breaking ice balls, you'd be surprised at how unforgiving some ice ball patterns are, and these usually happen when you least expect it. For the record, you need to break 5 ice balls to max out your egg. We have a point system dedicated to fruit collection where the fruit that moles drops are basically worth 5 points, and the points required to max out one of the eggs is 24. This is important to know as you can mitigate some of the luck required when breaking the ice balls by knowing about another layer of Billy Hatcher RNG. It's finally time to talk about fruit RNG. When you kill an enemy in this game, one of 7 types of fruit will spawn. These fruits are apples, bananas, cherries, melons, pineapples, strawberries, and watermelons. We believe that each fruit is weighted equally, so if you wanted an apple to spawn, then the chances of that happening are 1 in 7. The difference between these fruit may appear to be cosmetic, but there is another system in this game that makes specific fruits more important in different situations. Every egg has a fruit preference where they will value certain fruits over others. If an egg collects a preferred fruit, then the point value for that fruit will be doubled, so you can consider one preferred fruit being equal to picking up 2 non-preferred fruits. The eggs in the moles fight prefer watermelons, which means that with every ice ball break, you have a 1 in 7 chance of receiving 10 points towards your 24 total. So, if you get lucky in the fight, you can max out your egg with 3 or 4 ice ball breaks compared to the usual 5. Whilst the odds of getting watermelons is against you, having a chance of seeing them still helps with handling the quick kill. But that's not the only thing speedrunners were doing to increase the chances of pulling off a successful quick kill. In order to aid speedrunners during the ice ball farming, a strategy was devised where you would attempt to break the ice balls that moles produces with every wall ricochet. These ice balls are hard to break because they despawn when moles touches a wall, which doesn't give the player much time to do so effectively. However, whilst it is a risky strategy, if you stick close to moles as he's bouncing off the wall, you can quickly react to where an ice ball is travelling and attempt to break it. You get a couple of chances to do this, and if you are successful in breaking 1 or 2, then you trivialise the ice ball farming whilst moles is vulnerable, especially if any of those drops happen to be watermelons. Another strategy that helped with this quick kill builds off this strategy. You see, if you failed the ice ball farming, you will likely end up with a mid-sized egg, by getting anywhere between 12 and 23 points towards your fruit total. Mid-sized eggs deal double damage, whereas the full-sized egg deals triple. If you try and do the quick kill combo on moles with a mid-sized egg, you'll just be shy of achieving the quick kill. If you break 1 or 2 ice balls whilst moles is bouncing around, you can instead focus on dealing some damage to moles whilst he is vulnerable, instead of farming ice balls, and grab any ice balls that roll near moles as you're attacking him. This way, you deal enough damage to moles so that during the next phase, a mid-sized egg can achieve the quick kill. This strategy not only mitigates the luck required for the quick kill heavily, it also is much faster if you get a full-sized egg as well. With this development, you would think that moles is almost RNG free, and you would be correct in that assumption. if it wasn't for something known as God Cycle moles. So, what is God Cycle moles? God Cycle is a term described by the community as the extremely unlikely event where you kill moles during his ice ball vulnerability. This is only possible if you get a full-sized egg before moles' vulnerability, and if you perform the quick kill combo efficiently and as soon as possible. This concept was shown off in Fanboss's TAS of Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg Any % from 2014, where he finished the boss off in around 10 to 13 seconds faster than the typical mole's quick kill. In order to make this possible, you need to have a godlike ice ball pattern, 2 or 3 times whilst moles is bouncing around the arena, and you need to be able to pick up the fruit right away, which let me tell you is not as easy as it seems. If you pick up the fruit too slowly, then there's no shot of you hitting this strat. Because you need to pick up the fruit quickly, you need to pray that the first 2 wall bounces give you at least 2 watermelons so that you can minimise the time collecting fruit. This is a 1 in 49 chance of happening if the ice ball breaks were guaranteed. However, the chances of you getting free ice balls from moles before his vulnerability is very unlikely and very difficult to quantify, so the odds of actually meeting the requirements for God Cycle moles is a mystery. Though if I had to guess, I would say that it's anywhere between a 1 in 200 and a 1 in 300 chance. I'm not an expert with probability, and I could be miles off in either direction, but either way, it's still very unlikely to happen, and that's not even accounting the chances of the fruit pickup going sour or the runner with insane luck choking. For years, it was believed that someone would eventually get the luck required to achieve God Cycle moles, either in a full game run or in an individual level speedrun. As far as I'm aware, no human had performed it outside of the TAS, so it would come as a great shock to me when I became the first ever person to achieve God Cycle moles. In July of 2020, I would discover a concept known as corner clipping, where if you hang off a ledge adjacent to certain walls, then you can clip through that wall. If you want to know more about this strategy, my video on Dino Mountain Mission 8 covers this topic in much more depth. I would discover though that you could clip into the ice castle using this strategy, and that it could be faster than the knockback clip method being used at the time. For reference, the knockback clip method used then was different to the one I described earlier. To prove this was faster, I would do the corner clip route in an IL, and after a little bit of grinding, I would get a really clean corner clip, and from there I would set a portal time of 4470, which I believed at the time to be the fastest portal time achieved by a human. I was already on pace for a world record with this run. I just needed a decent moles fight to finish off, but nothing could prepare me for what was about to happen.
Bruv, my tech's actually got use. Let's go.
Cycle! 114! Holy shit! Fuck!
And I got the sick eye out. Oh! Let's go!
I was so ecstatic with what had just happened, I got an immediate watermelon drop into a triple ice ball break with a swift fruit pickup, and after hitting God Cycle moles, I would achieve an IL time of 1:14.86, smashing Cosmic's already strong IL world record. Now that God Cycle moles had been achieved in an IL, it would only be a matter of time until it would happen again in a full game setting, but how long would we have to wait? During 2021, as the any % world record holder MonkeySMB was starting to optimise Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, the community was working on bringing down the community's summer best in any %. This was a collaborative effort, however Monkey would be setting most of the best times with smaller contributions from runners such as Cosmic, Clam, Fleedor and myself. And as things were settling down, one thing became apparent. No one has a mole split with God Cycle. If we were to hit this strategy, then the community summer best could go down another 10 seconds. But who would hit it first? Clam? Fleedle? Cosmic? Monkey? No.
Alright, don't troll me, freaking seal man. Let's go!
In a completely unexpected turn of events, legendary speedrunner Samurai Man would achieve any percent's first God Cycle moles. Now, there's a lot about this achievement that's actually really funny. First of all, I bet you didn't even know that Samu speedruns this game, to which I would say he does. Kind of. You see, Samu started a new series of content that year called the 1 Week Speedrun Challenge, where viewers would suggest 4 games for him to speedrun, and Samu would pick the game that he liked the look of most. From there, he would dedicate his entire week to speedrunning the game to see how low he could take his personal best. And for his first ever 1 week speedrun challenge, he would choose Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Secondly, you can probably tell where this is going, but Samu achieved this within his first week of playing the game. Samu did something that people who have played this game for years have never experienced in a week of playing. Also, what's even funnier is that hours prior to this run, I was coaching Samu and I told him all about God Cycle moles at this moment. He had no idea this strategy existed before I told him. Finally, this isn't even the first time that Samu has had godlike luck. Super Mario Sunshine speedrunner and content creator Average Trey made an entire video on his quest to perform a double cycle skip in Sunshine's King Boo boss fight. This is a strategy that has a 1 in 5,851 chance of happening. Average Trey would grind this IL on and off for 18 months in order to get the required luck to pull off this strat. And during this time, Samurai Man gave the IL a go and managed to get the strategy after 7 attempts.
Let's get the bread. What? I'm not gonna get it twice in a row. There is no way I will get it twice in a row. What the fuck? Oh my god! I'm hacking. I just got the King Boo world record. Just like that.
To find out more about this, please watch Average Trey's video. It's phenomenal. All this to say that Samurai Man has absolutely insane luck. When I achieved my IL record for Blizzard 2, I was under the foolish assumption that my IL would never be beaten. No one else was going to get a fantastic portal time and follow it up with God Cycle moles, right? In 2021, MonkeySMB went on a quest to achieve every IL world record in Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. A quest that I would one day like to cover in its own video. Regardless, Monkey knew that in order to achieve this goal, he would have to knock me off my throne in Blizzard 2. Sure, Monkey's a good player and all, but can he get the luck required to beat me, the Chiron? Surely not. Yeah, not even God Cycle moles was going to stop Monkey from achieving his goals. It's also worth briefly mentioning that Monkey did also get God Cycle moles in what he describes as a bad all levels run with a bad Blizzard 2 portal time, marking the 3rd time that someone had performed this strategy in a run. Wait, did I say 3rd? So yeah, a couple weeks after Samu achieved his legendary God Cycle moles in any percent, Japan's only billy runner, Mutsui, would also achieve God Cycle moles in his current PB.
Yo, よしよしよし、やったやった。いいねいいねいいねいいね。いいねいいねいいね。初めてこれで。
GG to Matsui. And so yeah, in the 20 years that this game has been out, God Cycle moles has only been achieved 5 times, which goes to show how unlikely the strategy is to pull off. And when I thought about this statistic, it made me kinda sad. I wanted to see more people's reactions when they achieved this feat, so I decided to force my friends Realmim and Tylltoons to grind Blizzard 2 ILs with me until someone hits God Cycle moles. This was a grind inspired by Average Trey's King Boo Hunt. I wanted to see how long it would take for one of us to hit the strategy once. We all started up our streams and got to work.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's happening.
Realmim was getting some close attempts.
No, he had one singular hit left, dude!
Till wasn't having much luck, and I was somewhere in the middle. Mim was looking very likely to be the first to hit the strat, but after only 50 minutes of attempts, the unexpected happened.
I got it. Fuck you, get fucked.
I can't believe this.
It's actually Joe. I clamped the emblem, I got the shittiest dunks of all time, 180.
We were happy for Till, but also disappointed about how anticlimactic that all was. Thanks, Till. So Mim and I decided to keep grinding until we had both hit God Cycle moles as well. Hour 2 resulted in nothing much. Some more close attempts, but nothing more. Hour 3 had some of our worst gameplay yet. Nothing was really happening, except we had some crazy interactions in Blizzard 2.
Holy shit.
What happened?
However, despite the poor attempts, Hour 3 would mark the next God Cycle moles achievement.
Sometimes the camera angle just like isn't in phase.
I got it! Oh my god, it's fucking over! That was so stressful. That was the worst God Cycle I've ever seen in my What is it? What is it? What is the Reiki? Tell me, what is it?
Mim had just knocked me down to 3rd place on the IL leaderboard and left me as the only person in the race remaining. But I would keep going. I would have a close attempt on Hour 4 and 5, but close attempts aren't good enough.
Lose my mind at Dino 2.
Oh, you
The
too?
tree runs actually faster.
Hey,
than me.
Danny is a whole Forest 6 and Forest 3 ahead of me. I do it later. Fuck.
Listen, I can still lose minutes, so.
I think that's both of us.
Oh, that was really close, Kai.
Hours 7, 8, 9 and 10 went by with no more luck. I had a few promising ice ball patterns, but the fruit pickup was too slow. I was noticing that my Blizzard 2s were improving considerably. I was now getting fairly consistent 43 portals and the very occasional 42. I would decide to take a rest and come back the next day. Hour 11 was no different from the others. My consistency had dropped a little bit, but I was still reaching the Dark Portal, just not nearly as fast as attempts the day prior. However, on the 12th hour, I would finally get rewarded.
I don't want to say where I am. I don't want to spoil It's over.
Is that a Mim Bop? Is that a Mim Bop? 1/10 of a second off of Mim's time. Oh well. I'm just glad it's over. Moles is an awesome boss. No other boss can compare to it. I don't know why developers gave Moles no damage cap. I don't know why they decided to design the boss the way they did, but I can say for certain that these decisions resulted in a very memorable boss fight. God Cycle Moles, whilst rare, is a legendary strategy, just simply due to how elusive it is. When someone hits the strategy, it is something to be celebrated, and yeah, that's just cool. I hope you enjoyed hearing me ramble about this boss. If you haven't already subscribed, now's a good time to do so. Leave a comment and a like as well, as it will help the channel grow. Also, thank you to all the people featured in this video, and a special thank you to Tylltoons, Realmim, Jester, Labris, Banana Danny, Snapkick and Fleedle for keeping me sane during my moles grind. Finally, I would like to promote an upcoming Billy Hatcher event. Sacer Events are hosting our third all levels relay race. These races are always fun to watch and show off how great the speedrun is, and Sacer always puts on high quality events. Earlier this year, they hosted our first any % tournament, which had some fantastic moments.
Wait, if you get God Cycle, the other person legally has to forfeit. Oh, there's been another pause. Is this the splice for God Cycle?
What?
There's all the fruit.
So yeah, make sure to check out this relay on November 11th. The link will be in the description. But with that, I think I'm going to take a break from looking at this big walrus and catch up on some casual gaming. I hear that Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed has an awesome Blizzard Castle themed track, so I might go play that. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh no. Is there truly no escape?